Hello, everyone. Jax West from Stephen Avery Project, Justice with Jax, and MAM Gossip. Today's been a really screwy day for me, and I didn't have the microphone by me. See, I'm totally distracted. Today's been a screwy day for me, so sorry that this live video is way later than usual, but this is when I could fit it in, and I wanted to do one last live before our events we have this weekend. So tomorrow is our Dolores Avery candlelit, memorial. And so we are doing that at Waupun Correctional in Waupun, Wisconsin. Yay, Kathy got her stickers. And that will be at 8 p.m. Central. And we will go live for those of you who aren't able to attend from around the world, but if you are within driving distance, I expect you there. And we are still going over and updating the schedule of events. So Christopher will keep you guys all updated on what we're doing, and things may change on the fly, so you have to be flexible. So tomorrow night, Friday, we'll be doing at the hotel that we're staying at is the American in Waupun, which is like 5-10 minutes from the prison. So we'll get together there with everybody who is staying at the hotel. If there are people who are staying at other hotels, you can either meet us there, or when we determine what we're going to do about dinner before the memorial, you can check that out. Christopher will get that stuff all posted for you guys. So if you wanted to meet us for dinner on Friday night, but we will be at the prison at 8 p.m. for our memorial to Dolores. Everybody who attends the memorial, well, there's 50 of them, so I think there's 50. No, there's 35 of them, of these soaps that Christopher made, because Christopher has a soap making business, a cleaning cleanser making business, because he does toilet bombs and dishwasher and bath bombs and all kinds of wonderful things. So Christopher has donated these. Sorry, somebody just keeps texting me. Dolores's favorite color was purple, and so he made these purple lilac scented soaps. That there's so to the first 35, and there he goes again, texting again. Um, First 35 people who attend the memorial tomorrow night will get one of these soaps. My husband owns a print shop, so I had him make these stickers that went on it, just say R.I.P. Dolores Avery. So this is a thank you to people who are attending the memorial. Then there's just a very lovely supporter who has been around forever, and Rachel is going to go to the Taco Bell. Totally understand, Rachel. I love Taco Bell, but I have one in my town, so I eat Taco Bell at least once a week. As you can tell by my size, I like Taco Bell. So I had talked about doing some kind of flower arrangement price, flower arrangement thing for the everyone text Jack. See, yeah, because I'm constantly squirrel seeing this stuff, and yeah, I'm getting totally distracted, and I'm gonna lose my train of thought, which I do on the regular. Um, so she wanted to donate money towards flowers for the memorial. Um, does not want to be acknowledged. just doing it because it's important to them. So originally I was contacting florists in town or around me to get something like you would typically see at a memorial, whether or not it was a stand-up wreath or Debbie, they quit making the Mexican pizza. That's oh, I'm so bummed there's no more Mexican pizza. Sorry, squirrel. So I was looking into at a florist doing something traditional. And then Dolores suffered from dementia, and there's a flower that is called a forget me not that is like the flower for dementia. And there's a blue one, which a blue one is what they typically use for dementia, and then there's actually a purple one. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see if they would have those. But then the more I was thinking about it, you know, when I do something for somebody, and there's a fly in here, um, I don't typically like cut flowers, that are just gonna die. I like to do a plant. So then I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can go to my local garden center. I've got a lovely garden center here that I go to quite regularly. And I'm like, maybe I'll go there and I could get some forget me nots and make something nice instead. So today was the only day now in my schedule because I was just out of town yesterday and the day before, and then today's been crazy where an appointment came up that didn't literally got made today and I couldn't change it. Oh, sorry, Debbie. um so I went to the garden center today and I asked them if they had any forget me nots. And so they brought me over to where they are. They did not have any purple ones. They only had blue ones, and none of them are in bloom. It was just this green plant, which, yeah, because I'm thinking maybe some lucky people might get plants at here and can take it home with them. And I'm just like, oh, the green plant that's not flowering is just kind of boring. So I bought a bunch of different kinds of purple flowers and I'm going to put something together. I've got a short window now of doing this kind of arrangement thing. And the person who donated the money for this wanted to incorporate the color black into it as well because black is Steven's favorite color, purple is Dolores's favorite color. So so I don't have a picture of that I can show you because I haven't gotten around to now doing that. But so there will be some kind of flower arrangement there that I'm going to put together for Dolores. And I ask for the people who, Tanya, I'm going to get to that when I'm done talking about the rally and the memorial. And if I forget, somebody remind me. The people who are attending the rally, I would appreciate it if you would bring some cut flowers because while we will have, well, not candles. Where is it? I know I brought it up here. I thought I brought one up here. Hold on. Is it over here? I could have sworn I brought one of the little candles, the little tea lights up here that I've shown several times. But it's not here. Oh well. But I have these little tea lights that are battery operated to use instead of lighting a candle. If you have a candle you want to bring to light, you can do that. But I thought it would be easier if we didn't have dealing with fire or all that to have the little candles. So we'll have that to light, but I've done other memorials that I've organized in Chicago that were outside. And instead of having people have a candle and raise up the candle, we passed out flowers to people or asked people bring flowers. And it's just a really beautiful moment. So if you're attending, if you would like, bring some cut flowers, bring them from your garden, make it something, really special. Um, and have that at the memorial. Oh, a bouquet of fake purple flowers. That works, Rachel. Perfect. Doesn't have to be real. However you want to do it. So, all right. So I did the soap. Then the other thing that the person who donated for the flowers, she then wanted to do something to try and raise a little money to put in Stephen's commissary. So when she learned about Christopher and his soap stuff, she then wanted to do something like a gift basket to raffle off that would be like soaps from Christopher. But since Christopher had already made these, that I put the R.I.P. Dolores Avery sticker on it, he also makes those wax tart things that you put in a melter. And oh my gosh, opening this bag now, it smells really pretty. So she bought a bunch from Christopher, and then Christopher also added extras. So there's a whole bunch of little bags of tarts. So let's see: wild cherry, lemongrass, apple cider, citrus splash. Ooh, and this one's a bath bomb. Baby powder. Another bath bomb that is Island Escape. These don't say what. Oh, but they're pretty. Purple. This one is Lavender Dreams bath bomb. And then there's more wax tarts. That is Cool Water Lilac. Creamy Vanilla at Lake House Retreat. All right, so there's all those. Then there's the actual warmer. Ooh, I'm going to have to undo the... Hold on. I need both hands for it. The extension cord still got the thing on it to make it smaller, the shorter. I got to take that thingy off so I can bring this over. So this is a Scentsy warmer that I thought... Because I think of Dolores now as being Stephen's angel. So with this having wings and a heart on it, it just... Oh, I just thought totally. And then, so it's got the little hearts all on the side, and the hearts reflect up onto the walls. So this Scentsy warmer and all that stuff I showed you from Christopher is going to be raffled off, auctioned off. However, I don't even know how yet. I haven't even thought of that. And I don't know if Christopher has either. But so that's going to be auctioned off, raffled off somehow. And the money that comes from this is going to go in Stephen's commissary, 100%, because this is a donation by that person who wants to remain nameless. So stay tuned for that information tomorrow on how maybe you might be able to put in a bid or whatever to try and get that. For people who are attending the memorial tomorrow, I want you to say something when we are live and talk about Dolores. So that's what our memorial tomorrow will consist of, is people talking, just expressing their thoughts on Dolores. So, and my husband made my shirt for tomorrow. I got purple shirt, and it says, Dolores never gave up. We won't either. Free Stephen Avery. Hashtag never give up. He put it on the front and the back. So that's what I'll be wearing tomorrow for Dolores. That reminds me, I found when I was up here pushing stuff around, I have sitting here from the rally last year that I didn't do anything with, is a free Stephen Avery shirt. It's a gray shirt because we were making them all on gray, and it's an extra large. So we'll do something with this. Whether or not, I don't know. Maybe we add this to the warmer in the whole gift thing with trying to raise the money for Stephen. So maybe that's what we'll do. Camera shy, Rachel? We don't have to show you then while you talk. Totally understand. Or you can, if you wanted. The people who come to the rally will be getting one of these that says Free Stephen Avery. And then on the back it says Free Stephen Avery. What's actually the same thing that's on that shirt. And it operates as a fan. So you could always hold this up over your face while you talk. So I have 50 of these. So I don't know how many people are going to be at the rally. We've got COVID going on. I don't know what it's going to end up being like in Wisconsin, but it's hot as Smurf here in Illinois. It's miserable. So I don't know what the turnout's going to be, but there are, I think 49 of these now because I gave somebody one. So first 49 people at the rally will get one of these fans free, and they'll also be getting one of these free Stephen Avery stickers that you can put on your car or wherever. It is a vinyl sticker, and I think Jeff says the material lasts like 4 or 5 years, for outside in the weather. So I've got 50 of each of these that are just to be passed out. I will also I have more of the stickers. We sell all the stickers on the Etsy store, the Justice with Jax Etsy store. Get away from me, little fly. So there's the Justice for Melissa butterfly, the Justice with Jax with the butterfly, the Free Brendan Dassey with the dragonfly, and the Justice with Jax vagina bat. So I will bring those stickers as well. If anybody who is at the memorial or rally would want one of these stickers, we'll charge you the $1 for them that they sell for on the Etsy store. But obviously there's no shipping and handling because I'm just going to give it to you. And then, I'm not sure if you saw my comment. No, Bryce, I haven't paid attention to any comments yet because I'm just kind of rattling off. Am I selling the masks? Oh, I already have the masks downstairs to get packed up, but I do still have one right here. So last year for the rally, since we were, bad into COVID at that time, I made these masks. I have a friend who sewed them, and then Jeff put the thing on here. So this is 2 pieces of material or 1? I don't even know. But it does have the date and time of last year's rally on it, though. I will be bringing all my leftover masks. So hit me up for one of those at the rally if you're there. Okay, so I have gone over the memorial rally. So the people who are staying at our hotel, the American in Waupun, they do a free breakfast in the morning. So we'll probably just do that breakfast there. So people who are staying at our hotel, we all, so we'll talk about it on Friday of what time for sure we want to meet for breakfast and all that stuff. And Christopher will also update you on all those things. And the rally itself at Waupun Correctional in Waupun, Wisconsin, will be at 1 p.m. Central. So it is currently almost 6 p.m. here in the Central time zone, just so you know. So, from we have the rally scheduled from 1 to 3. But it is always it's going to be played by ear depending on weather. The last time I looked at what Wapun's weather was going to be this weekend, they were calling for chance of storms. I think it was even a high chance of storms. Bryce, read the message. So they're calling for storm. Where's my weather app? Storms on Sunday. Oh, I don't have Waupun in my phone. It's just my iPad that's downstairs. Waupun, Wisconsin. 10-day. So right now they're calling on Saturday 70% chance of storms. The day of our rally. Let's see. Day, light showers and thunderstorms likely. Highs in the mid 80s. Southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation 70%. And temperature wise, they're calling for a high of 83 degrees. So bring your umbrellas, bring your rain gear. We will be out there in the rain. Obviously, if there's lightning, we have to take cover. But we will be there at least for an hour if it is raining, because Steven's in prison and has to endure that. We can endure some rain, right? So bring an umbrella, bring a poncho. The parking situation there is that it's a neighborhood. It's in the middle of a neighborhood. So there's literally houses right across the street from it. So there's like no big parking lot that you pull into for the prison. You're just parking on the street. So when we did it last year, there was no visitations allowed at the prison. So the street's completely open. Now this year, visitations have resumed and it's a Saturday. So it might be busy. So you might have to park a few blocks away from the prison and walk over. So just know that going into it, and prepare for that there might be a little bit of a walk. There is, for the prison for visitation, there are some closed spots that are marked handicapped accessible. So if you are somebody who is, you're going to be able to have that spot. So, but when I used to visit Stephen and I never had an issue parking right in front of the prison for my visit. So then if it's raining, you might have your car right there, easy to get into in a moment's notice. Bring your, make a sign, bring whatever sign you want. You'll also be getting, like I said, one of these, which is its own little sign, that you can hold up. I'll bring my megaphone if there's somebody who wants to lead some cheers. We ask, we're in a neighborhood, so behave. No bad language. Yeah, we're going to be on the side, Cindy, where the visitations go in. So the main side right there. I'm asking for those of you around the world who can't attend to make your own signs, make a shirt, and take a picture of it. And Christopher will have threads posted where we want you to add your picture and support. And we will be going live from there for people as well. And Christopher will post that update. Oh, and something else that Christopher suggested today, which is a brilliant point. For the memorial, we will not be going live from Stephen Avery Project. We will go live from the RIP Dolores Avery page that we started. And that way it will be an easier place for Stephen, once he is free, to be able to find that video. That's why we started that RIP Dolores Avery page, so people can leave their messages and thoughts for both Stephen and Dolores pertaining to Dolores's passing. So Stephen has that little time capsule to go back to when he's released, which he will be, knock on wood. So RIP Dolores Avery live on Friday night. And then Saturday, we're going to be going live twice. We will go live on Stephen Avery Project during the rally. Then later at night, around 8 p.m. Central, we'll be doing a happy hour from the hotel. Maybe instead of going live on Stephen Avery Project for that, we should go into our closed group, MAM Gossip. But that's something that's just popped into my head right now. So, and I haven't talked to Christopher about it to get his thoughts on it as well. So, but like I said, Christopher's going to be the one that's going to keep you all updated. He's going to post a schedule, all that. So you will all know what we're doing and when, and what time to tune into things and where to tune in to see it. So we'll be doing the memorial on Friday, the rally for Stephen on Saturday. And Saturday, I also have, I'm like, oh, well, the hotel we're at has a pool. Maybe we'll have some pool time. You obviously would have to be staying at that hotel to be able to get into, see. Okay, I keep getting messages. What does Christopher say? Haha. Okay. Christopher just sent me that the Baymont by Wyndham in Waupun has 3 rooms left that are $144 a night. And the INN Town Motel in Waupun also has 3 left, and that's $79 a night. So if you were on the fence on whether or not you were going to go, there are still some rooms available, but I guess the hotel we're staying at is all booked up now. So you would have to go to one of those. The Baymont by Wyndham in Waupun, breakfast is included in that one, but not in the in-town motel. So did I cover everything I need to cover on that? Like I said, and I haven't even looked. Bryce, I'm sorry, I still haven't looked. Bryce had a suggestion for how to raffle off the warmer or the shirt or whatever. It will all get figured out and posted for you all tomorrow on how to do that. I'm just so flustered by everything that's been going on here. Let me show you this. See this right here? So I started back in 2016 a book about what I've gone through in being an advocate for Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey. So I started writing it back in 2016, and then got lazy and dropped it and whatever. And so this last month, I got back and and I was making it like a job and on weekdays, forcing myself to write at least 2 hours a day. So last week, I finally finished writing it and I have sent it off to a bunch of different people who are going to read it and give me their notes and edit and all that. And I sent it, also emailed it to my husband to read, and my husband, the print shop owner, printed himself out a copy, and he also made a cover. I'm not showing what the title of the book is, but he made a little cover for it, so it's um I don't know how long until this would actually come out, but he just thought it would be cool if there was an actual copy of it. Even though it's not the final version of it. So, and it's something um Christopher always comes up with all these ideas. And so one of his ideas is to do something like people who attend the rally get the first opportunity to buy a copy, or they're gonna get advanced copies and get it first. I don't know. But Christopher just comes up with these ideas and then I yay or nay them. And I'm like, you think people are really gonna care about getting my book early? And Christopher thinks people would. So stay tuned on that. I guess I'm supposed to be on a podcast this coming Tuesday night. They're supposed to be emailing me information on it. I still haven't received that. So once I know for sure any details on it, we will put that out for y'all so you can tune in on Tuesday. They want me to talk about Stephen's case. Okay, and one last thing before I get into drama is the whatever it was, the whatever filing is going to be done on Stephen's case is supposed to occur on the 27th. So Friday next week. So whatever comes out, we will be doing a live on Friday, and we'll go over whatever that is. Even if it is something that's just minor and it's not, like new evidence or anything like that, we'll still go live to talk about whatever it is that came out on the 27th. And that's what we do here at Steven Avery Project, is as soon as we get any new information on the case, we bring it to you as soon as we get it. So, and if you find a filing or something has been done and you don't see it here, well, then message us, because you all might get it quicker than we would. So let us know, and, or if you even have the information, send it to us or send us a link, and we appreciate it. So, and then we'll share it with the masses. So Earl, that's what people want me to talk about. So I guess there's been people talking today, and I haven't really been online because I have been running, going, doing it. It's just been a crazy day for me. So I don't really know. So maybe you all can fill me in on the Earl stuff. But from what I think was posted about Earl, it was something on Reddit, and it was Earl saying Stephen is guilty, but the Reddit post was posted like a month ago, so this is back when Dolores died and Earl came out swinging at Stephen. So it's not a new thing of Earl saying something about Stephen, as far as I know. If I'm So if any of you saw something different about Earl other than people doing the saying Earl says Stephen is guilty, and Earl has said that over and over again since 2005. That's why I say to you all, you just because somebody is Stephen's family, it doesn't mean they care or support Stephen or that they are good people. That people who do support Stephen should be giving their support to that family member. So, Earl, if you've done any kind of research into the case, you know Earl's background and what he has been charged with. So take anything he says with a grain of salt. I myself, and it's in my book. Now I'm going to sound like one of those Smurf bags. It's in the book. I talk about the things that Earl has done to me over the years. Amy says, do you think family will cause problems for you at the rally? The family, so they tell people not to attend. They had people contact the hotels in the area and tell them lies about Stephen Avery Project and such to get them to not want any supporters at their businesses. When we had the rally last year, Waupun Correctional is like an hour and a half away from where the Averys live. And they can't be bothered to go visit Stephen. They're not going to drive the 90 minutes to come to the rally and try and start trouble. So nobody needs to fear that at all. So if that's something that worries you on whether to attend or not, you're perfectly safe. And when we did this last year, the police were there and watching for our safety. And with this year, the prison being open and visitations happening, it's fine. The only other time the family has really done anything to me is when I've been in Manitowoc. That's when Earl threatens me and says he's going to file trespassing charges against me. And they were watching my live video I was doing in MAM Gossip and saw that I had been at the Redant deer camp. And so then they contacted Redant and had Redant file trespassing charges against me, even though I didn't see a sign saying no trespassing. But I think it's all so funny because the stuff that I'm doing by doing a live video and showing you the Redant camp, I'm doing this in benefit to Stephen and showing he is innocent. And the family does everything they can to try and stop me from advocating for Stephen's innocence. So it should make you wonder. So, but yeah, so they, like I said, here's, because I have Stephen's visitors list from 2010 until 2020, until COVID stopped visitations. So Dolores had visited 62 times in 10 years, Alan 44, Barb 4, Carla 15, Earl 19. That's it. In 10 years. So they're not coming to the rally. And chances are they're up in Crivets in their vacation homes for the weekend. So don't worry about any trouble there. And don't pay attention to Earl saying Stephen is guilty. Earl is the one who let them come search the salvage yard without a search warrant. Earl is the one who keeps changing his story of what he did that day that Teresa Halbach was there and what interaction he had with Stephen that day. So Don't listen to him. The salvage yard is about it's about a 90-minute drive, Rachel. An hour and a half. So, like I said, they won't drive the hour and a half to visit Steven. So they're not driving the hour and a half to the rally. And if they do, what are you going to do? You going to come and tell people who are here saying free Steven Avery, you're bad, don't do that. They look ridiculous if they do that. So, and there's people with guns all over the place there. You know, the officers at the prison and such. So everybody will be just fine. So Earl, who cares? Don't pay attention to him, whatever he says. He's a known liar. Tanya, Alan is Steven's father's name, and he's mostly up in Crivets. That's, where he liked to retire to. Health, he gets older and older. So Alan's just spending his time up in Crivets. Oh. I just got emailed the information on that podcast. So let me open up my email. Not that email. I need to open up the Steven Avery email. Okay. So it is called Coffee Talk XL. It will be Tuesday night. People can listen live at, let me see if I can copy link address. There's the link to that, and here's the link to the Facebook. So I'm not going to read the whole thing right now, but we'll get that information posted for you all on what is going to happen with this Coffee Talk XL on Tuesday night, and how y'all can tune in and all that information. Thank you for sending me the information, Kevin, if you're watching currently. Memorial Friday, rally Saturday, podcast Tuesday, Steven's filing, whatever is happening, next Friday. So that's the next week. Anybody else have any questions before I end for tonight, because I still have a million freaking things to do before I get on the road tomorrow morning to head up to Waupun. And like I said, we've got the warmer and all that stuff and the shirt or whatever, and gonna raffle it off. I should start my own podcast. I could. I would. I'd be open to it. I don't know how to, other than, I do these Facebook lives. That's the extent of it. But I'd be up for it. Have I covered everything? How long have I been on here now? 45 minutes. Status of case as of today. The last filing that Steven's lawyer did was just ruled against. So now we're waiting to see on next Friday what's going to happen. Possibly. If we're finding out where they're taking it. I get so confused by the whole what level court it's at, blah, blah, blah. We need to have a real legal expert, not basically a lawyer. We need a real lawyer who actually knows the law and doesn't want to just second guess everything that Kathleen Zellner does, because Kathleen Zellner is the best lawyer you could get to represent you if you are wrongfully convicted. So I'm not second guessing anything she does. Jessica, did you see that photo someone posted with the blood on the RAV before and after the crime lab? I did see that, Jessica. It got posted in our MAM Gossip group. MAM Gossip is our subgroup that more the in-depth stuff from the case is in there, as well as all the stupid drama that happens with Steven's family and all that. So that's where the real meat of this case is, in our MAM Gossip closed group. I did see that, and I'm like, I need to now look into that stuff myself, and I just haven't had time because I was out of town the last 2 days, and and my car broke down. Oh, hold on. Now I got to answer this one because somebody talking to Steven right now wants to know, when am I going to be at the prison? So let me go open that message so I can message that back right away. Sorry that you're now just listening in silence as I'm gonna. An MAM stands for making a murderer. Some people don't know. Okay, let me type this out. Friday night for the memorial. We will be there at 8 p.m. until 9 p.m. Saturday for his rally. We will be there at 1 p.m. until at least 2 or 3 depending on rain. Okay, that's sent off. Yes, Steven's favorite color is black. And Brendan's, that's why this one logo that Jeff had made years ago for Brendan is orange and green, because Brendan's favorite colors are orange and green. I know, John. It's like you just automatically assume everybody knows. It's, because when I talk about making a murder, I say MAM. There's plenty of other people that just say ma'am. But I'm like, I don't like ma'am. So I always say MAM. And then it's like, we get so many people who are like new to the case and haven't been down all the rabbit holes and studying it all forever. So, cause like, to join our MAM Gossip group, I have those a couple of questions that you're supposed to answer first before we let you in. And I think it's like the second question says something like, what were you surprised to learn from MAM? And then a lot of people have answered it saying, well, I don't know, I'm not in there yet. Meaning but it's like, no, just MAM stands for making a murderer. So it's MAM, making a murderer gossip. I used to have a page, it was called MAM drama for a while, and then I just changed it to gossip. And now when I talk about it to people, I just call it gossip. Angela says, why is he not getting a fair shot? Well, because the Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department has a whole lot of corrupt people in there who put Steven away for 18 years for something he didn't do. And when DNA and the Wisconsin Innocence Project freed him, and he was starting his wrongful conviction suit, they don't want to be responsible for it. So, gonna call me ma'am. And then it is so hard to overturn a wrongful conviction. And you'll have so many people that are going to be, I don't want to do anything to disagree with that lawyer, that cop, that investigator, that judge, whatever. So I'm just going to rule how they did. And then I never understand why the case has to always go back to the same judge that already had it. A lot of times judges, they got egos, and they're really going to say, oh, I got this wrong. No, they're going to keep, nope, denied. So why is he not getting a fair shot? Because our system's not fair. Are they ever getting out of prison? I have to stay positive and that one day they will both be freed. But I'm also realistic in that it could still take a whole lot of years. Kathleen Zellner says it typically takes her 15 years to free somebody who's been wrongfully convicted. She has only had Stephen's case since January of 2016. So while this case started out in 2005, so it's been so long, and they've already been in prison so long, Kathleen hasn't had it that well. We all would say she's had it a long time because all the evidence is there to show that Stephen is innocent. But this again, the system is so bad. And it's real quick to lock somebody up. They took Stephen in by saying it was he's a felon that had a gun. That's what they initially took him in custody for. When the RAV4 was found, they're saying, is Stephen Avery in custody? You don't know anything about anything. Nothing has been searched. How many different people live at that salvage yard? How many different people go through that salvage yard? How many different people could have access to that salvage yard through the quarry? Right away, it's, do you have Stephen Avery in custody? There's no evidence that says Stephen Avery should be in custody for anything. Just finding a car doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean Teresa Halbach is even dead. Is Stephen Avery in custody? So they just wanted to take him in however they could, and they got him on the gun. And he was prosecuted on the gun. So even if he wasn't found not guilty on Teresa Halbach, he still would have been in prison due to being a felon that in possession of a weapon, of a firearm. Yet Stephen was all confused by that because the state of Wisconsin issued him a hunting license. So why can you get a hunting license if you can't have a gun? And once you lose that right to have a firearm, it takes a lot of work and years to get your right back. And I'm sure Stephen wasn't fully aware of what work you would need to do to then get your right back to own firearms. Yeah, Bobby Dassey claimed he was going bow hunting that day. Doesn't the family want the truth, though? No. No. The family's covering the truth. Kathy asks, have jurors ever spoke out after more info came out? Well, there's the excused juror, Richard Mahler. He used to speak out all the time. I don't know if he has lately. Then, was it right when some jurors came forward to the documentarians who made Making a Murderer? They had tweeted about it. And they came forward to them and gave them some information. And I don't remember right now what that is, but I'm sure you could Google it and find out what it was that they told them about. And I believe the documentarians also had gone on like Good Morning America or the Today Show or something like that, and they talked about what the jurors told them. But I don't remember what that was. And, pardon me for that too. It's like I I have learned so much about this case, and it's been, since 2016 or whatever, and then I like forget stuff. But I know the documentarians, the jury reached out to them after Making a Murderer came out. Um mhm. Um Hello, Shelby. What do you mean Teresa's family is hiding the truth? I do not mean Teresa's family is hiding the truth. I mean the Avery family. Teresa's family isn't looking for the truth. Oh, thank you, Andrea, for saying that as well. Yeah. Um, yeah, no, the Avery family, because all the evidence points to Bobby Dassey being the one who killed Teresa Halbach with an assist by Scott Taddock. And the Avery family is like desperate for nobody to talk about that. And they protect Bobby and Scott, but they don't protect Stephen and Brendan, which is really, really sad. So, all right, we're going on an hour. So, I am going to end this so I can get myself packed, and I got to put together this floral arrangement for Dolores and all of that. So, just stay tuned to Stephen Avery Project. Christopher will update you on all of the schedule and things that are going on for the memorial tomorrow night, Friday night, which is at 8 p.m. Central Time. So we are going on 6:30 p.m. Central Time right now. So 8 p.m. Central on Friday and 1 p.m. Central on Saturday. And if you're able to drive and get there, please come and show your support for Stephen and tribute to Dolores. Thank you, everybody. And hi and bye, Maureen. Thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight. I will see you tomorrow in Waupun. Investigation continues.